Good morning. Happy Thursday, my favorite day of the week. It's also Gourmet Coffee Day. Not necessarily fancy gourmet, but I have some homemade pumpkin pie spices that I blend myself. I use cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. And I grind it myself, so there's no actual pumpkin. It's just the spices that we combine to make pumpkin pie. So I put a little out in my cup before I run my K-cup, and then give it a good stir when I add in my little half and half. Sugar-free, full of flavor. Yum. I don't have much going on today, which is exactly the way I like it, right? But I have a night shift coming up during the weekend, and I would like to be able to finish my project. So I thought today would be a great day to sit and weave in some ends. My least favorite chore, right? Weaving in the ends. Want to weave in some ends with me? Please. I have my elementary school scissors. They're a little loose. They have a nice sharp edge on them. Like I already have ends floating around. Scrappy Chick's gonna help. And then I have this little tiny crochet hook. It probably came from a knitter's kit. And it's got, I've tried looking for these before because I'd really love to have another. I don't know, see now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if this handle is ivory or if it's made of bone, but I think it came from a knitter's kit. Definitely came from a knitter's kit. I think when you drop a stitch and you got to work it back up, you would use something like that. We also have some other fun things going on. Along with our chickens, we've been discussing getting quail. Quail have a lot of benefits versus chickens. Quail mature quickly, so they're a great source of protein. They reproduce like rabbits, so you have constant eggs and protein. Their eggs are small, but it's easy to house quite a few of them to make the difference. Chickens typically don't start laying eggs until they're about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, depending on the breed, before they start laying eggs. Quail are much, much quicker. Have a good day at school. So I decided that before we start in with quail, that I'd better go buy myself some quail eggs and taste them and check them out. Luckily for me, I have a friend, one of the trio besties, who raised quail in Louisiana. So I got lots and lots of support and advice on how to get them going. The hard part's going to be thinking of names for each one of them. So I went to a little local health food store and I found quail eggs. Brought them home and thought they looked so natural, so camouflaged that if I was walking in a field or if I was walking in a meadow and I came across a quail nest, I don't think they don't nest. They really just drop them wherever. But if I stumbled across a quail egg, I'd probably step right on it. nature is absolutely amazing with all the color palettes that are put together just to make everything blend. Absolutely incredible. So I don't know, I was trying to be fancy. So I found some sourdough bread and got a slice and put some arugula on it and avocado and a little salt peppered tomato, and I fried up. I just fried them in butter. I fried 3 of them, and they looked so elegant across the toast, and it tasted exactly like an egg, just like a chicken egg. Each tiny little carton came with 10 eggs in it, and it says it's from a farm pretty close to me, pretty local. But it didn't say if they were free range or cage free or any of that. So for me eating them, that's not an important factor to me. Of course, for the life of the animal, it's definitely important. But my curiosity from that aspect was that if they were free ranged, if they were cage free, the chances of them being fertile eggs would be a little higher. And I did go on to YouTube and dove down the rabbit hole of quail eggs and found out that if they are fertilized, I could hatch them at home, even though they had been refrigerated, if it was for a short period of time. So the success rate of hatching a store-bought quail egg is low. It's very low. And you can't really tell if they're fertilized just from looking at the outside of them. So I popped 10 quail eggs in my incubator. Quail eggs hatch in 18 to 20 days, which is a whole lot less than a chicken egg. I think is right around 23, 25. Don't quote me on that. No, I'm not an expert. I bought Bonnie. I didn't hatch her. So I'm kind of excited. We're 1 week in, so a little over 2 weeks. We're 1 week in, and now I can candle the eggs. Candle the eggs means that I can put the egg on top of a really bright light in a dark room, and I can see in through the shell and see if there is any organic matter starting to coagulate. If I got a chick in there or not. So if you look through the egg on the light, if it's a very, very light green, it means the light's shining all the way through it. And if I have a little bit of a dark, then we have a baby. So we're on day 8, I think I counted. Yeah, we're on day 8. And so last night I stuck all the eggs on the light and I don't see anything. But I did learn some important facts through this. Yes, my temperature setting stayed stable. I have the main temperature setting. I still need to get a secondary, but the actual incubator did not fluctuate in humidity and temperature. It did very well. So my equipment, to the best of my knowledge, is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So now when I invest in fertile quail eggs, we should see what's going on. So I got on Facebook. It's just my immediate, friends and family. I don't really do hooked on wishing crochet on Facebook. I got on there and I asked, like, hey, you guys, does anyone know anyone local who raise quail? Do you think that they would be interested in selling me some quail eggs? I want to start from seed, but also maybe I should consider just they grow so fast and they multiply so fast. Maybe I should just consider buying a 6-pack of mature quail with a male and a couple of hens. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I got a couple of replies. You know, oh, that's so cute. Oh, Amy, you're starting a new adventure. And no, thank you. I appreciate the replies. I'm on a mission. Unfortunately, I didn't find anyone. I have looked on Facebook Marketplace, and I see where I could buy some quail and quail eggs. I also saw we have an app called Nextdoor. Is it Nextdoor? I always call it Nextdoor Neighbor, but I think it's just Nextdoor. I've seen a couple people post on there that they sell fresh quail eggs for consumption. So maybe some of theirs would be fertile. I don't know. It's a fun new adventure. So between crocheting, I've been sitting in, it's all set up on the dining room table at the very end. We have a very long dining room table. So in the evenings when we have dinner together, we can sit and, I don't know if the kids are so interested, but I always give little updates on where the quail eggs are or what's next. The process is very interesting. It is different than hatching a chicken egg. The time periods are shorter, and because they start developing in their little eggs so fast, my incubator rotates the eggs. I think every 2 hours, rolls the eggs just slightly, just a little bit. So towards the end of the incubation, you want to stop rolling it because that little air bubble, the baby chick's filling up so much of the egg, that little air bubble might be down at the wrong end. Who knows? So at day, they hatch 18 to 20. At day about 15, you want to stop rotating. So I think I've gained a little insight on doing my little trial run. So I don't feel like I completely wasted, I don't feel like I've wasted 10 eggs at all. Something fun that's been going on. Have you ever raised quail? Have you hatched your own chickens? What kind of pets do you have at home? Do you keep chickens? Well, see, that's a tricky question too. I guess some people wouldn't consider chickens pets like I do Bonnie. That might not be a normal thing for someone to bring home an injured chick and bring her in the house, which Bonnie's doing incredible in her own little cottage by herself. I was really worried that Bonnie would be too cold. We're here in California. We don't have snow. We actually haven't even gotten any frost in the mornings yet. When I go out to the car to take the kids to school or to go to work, I haven't had any frost on the windshield yet this year. So I was really worried about Bonnie, Chickens huddle together, all their little body heat warms the little coop up. She doesn't have that, but she's doing amazing. So I filled her nesting box because she's laying eggs now. So I filled one of her nesting box like a nest with cedar shavings all in there. And then the other side of her box, because she has 3 nesting boxes in her cottage, which she doesn't always utilize. And I filled the other 2 with straw and cedar shavings, but really huddled it in there so she can crawl in and go to bed. And she does. She doesn't perch at night, which is safer for her. And she's very closed in, so she's not getting the wind or anything like that. We just kind of have a drizzly, cold rain, really. But today is beautiful. Well, I guess that's not so beautiful. Out of the front window, when I was getting my coffee, I could see we had a cotton candy sky this morning, which means there's pinks and blues and purples all across the sky. So we don't have those rain clouds blocking out the sun that's refracting on the horizon. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It always is when I start out that way, right? If I declare it, it'll be. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Well, I just about have all of these ends tied in, which is incredible. So when I sit down to work on this project again, I think I'm gonna start, they're double crochets. I think I'm gonna start with you got any ends on that side? I sure do. One more. I think I'm going to start with a half double crochet all the way around the armholes just to establish how many stitches I'm actually going to have. And then, so I have the two different methods I could do. I could create a panel and then stitch it together, seam it up, and then attach it to the poncho. Or I can do a half double all the way around, establish how many stitches I have, and then do the chain method. I think I want to do the chain method, and when I chain up, I want it to be quarter sleeves. I really do enjoy quarters. When I chain up, I'm going to designate a certain amount of those chains. I'm going to be doing half doubles down the bottom, so I think I'm going to do a single or maybe even a slip. We'll see how it looks, because I don't want it to be too tight. I just want it to be form-fitting, you know? So I think I'm going to do, this is a 4-weight yarn. Probably going to do 5, maybe not even 10. Probably do 5 slip stitch or single crochet at the end, every time I get to the end. Grabbing both loops on the very last one so I have a nice, neat edge there. And then do the half doubles coming back down, slip over twice because a half double takes up 2 chains or 2 spaces, slip over twice to make up the space, and then work back down my chain. And I'm going to do that all the way around the armhole. So that is it. We are ready to go. Thank you very much for spending time with me this morning on Gourmet Coffee Day. Thursday, my favorite day of the week. I'm going to, let's see, what am I going to do today? What am I going to work on? I work best. Oh no, where's my little, oh. I get the most work done on this project when I have bulk hours to sit and work on it. So I don't want to work on this today. I have some pick up and drop off and that sort of things that'll interrupt that bulk sit of hours. So I'm going to save this for my next overnight. And I'm going to work on something else today. I need to put the eyes and the fluff on my chicken trivets. Oh, I also got a request for a headband ear warmer. And I found a pattern that I've used before, a turtle trunk on YouTube. Man, that lady is incredible. She is so creative. She has a very simple band to make. It's just a long rectangle, and she used little peacoats kind of in there to make little baubles in every couple of stitches, and she uses a lot of back loops to make some ridges. It's a cute little quick to make headband, really, you know, hour and a half and you have a headband. This commission's no rush, but I think I can make it today. She's asking for certain colors, so I am going to take a little trip to Hobby Lobby when they open and pick up the colorway that I went yesterday, and I took some pictures and sent them to her. So I know exactly which one she wants. So straight into Hobby Lobby, straight to the yarn department, straight to the aisle, the shelf, pick it up and directly back out. No messing around. So that way I can get the headband done today. I think that's a good goal. Just 2 little mini projects to accomplish first. And then if I get those done, then I can take on something a little more. Oh, I also would like to go somewhere and get 3 larger than a shoebox, smaller than a bread box. No. 2 containers, storage containers, not too big. I don't want the huge totes that I use for the yarn. I want 3 containers that I can label for projects that are coming up so that I can start making and putting the pattern information, the yarn information on the item that I make and putting them into the totes. I need one for the October collab. I need one for Sarah, and I need one for 2024 County Fair. And so I want to start assembling these and getting them organized into 3 spots so I could visually see it coming together. I have all the lists on my phone, and I put a little check mark when the idea is complete. I put a little yarn ball and then just the idea of the pattern I want to look for. And then I put a little pin mark if I have it in a book or a magazine. I have a pattern already. I'll put a pin mark so I know I got it, just need to make it. But it would be nice to see everything physically organized and coming together. So I think I'll do that today too. Thank you for visiting with me. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope it's filled with yarn and love, and thank you for coming to visit. Goodbye, friend. Take care.